This was the Western Front, a landscape carved by fear, a world defined by mud and blood. For 4 long years, enemies faced each other, separated by mere yards of death. This was life in the trenches, a constant dance with death, a descent into madness. Each day began with the biting cold, a reminder of the relentless misery. The mud was a constant companion, consuming everything, often even life itself.
Alongside the men, another army thrived. Millions of rats feasting on the fallen.
Every hour, eyes were fixed on no man's land, scanning for movement, anticipating the unknown. Below ground, dugouts offered meager protection, a temporary escape from the incessant dangers above. Amidst the horror, small moments of human connection and meager rations kept spirits from completely breaking. Beyond the terror, the greatest enemy was often the crushing boredom, the endless waiting.
Then, the calm would shatter. The steel storm, a symphony of destruction, would begin.
The sheer force of the bombardments drove many to the brink, shattering minds as effectively as bodies. Even in relative quiet, danger lurked. The unseen sniper, a constant, chilling presence. The most insidious weapon was gas, a silent killer that brought unimaginable suffering.
A race against time, where a single fumbled strap could mean a gruesome death.
Under the gas, the world became silent. Figures transformed into monstrous, breathing shadows. Under the cover of darkness, patrols risked all, seeking intelligence or preparing for the next assault. A flare could turn night into day, exposing a man to instant, brutal death. Below ground, listening posts probed the earth for signs of enemy tunneling, a silent, deadly war beneath their feet. Sometimes, patrols met in a silent, deadly ballet of shadows and steel. Between the lines lay no man's land, a brutal, barren expanse, forever soaked in human sacrifice. Here, countless lives were extinguished, their bodies often left to the elements, unclaimed. Retrieving the wounded from this labyrinth was a dangerous, often impossible task. New faces arrived, often young and hopeful, unaware of the nightmare awaiting them. The order came. For many, this was their last moments of relative peace.
The preliminary barrage, meant to soften up the enemy, turned the earth into a moonscape.
Every nerve-wracked second was a lifetime, waiting for the signal to advance.
Then, the whistle blew. The gates of hell swung open. Into the maelstrom they charged, a human wave against a storm of steel.
The machine gun, a terrifying invention, shredded men with sickening efficiency.
Many never made it past the wire, left to die a slow, agonizing death. Shell craters offered fleeting shelter, islands in a sea of death, but never safety. When trenches were breached, the fighting devolved into savage, hand-to-hand combat. Close-quarter battles often relied on grenades, clearing enemy positions with brutal efficiency. New, horrific weapons like the flamethrower added unimaginable terror to the trenches. Often, attacks dissolved into desperate, costly retreats, leaving trails of bodies behind. Trench raids, swift and brutal, aimed to capture prisoners or simply to terrorize the enemy. In the confines of the trench,
Every corner held potential death, every shadow an enemy.
Shells could collapse entire sections of trench, burying men alive, a horrific and common fate. Every yard of captured trench had to be fought for, defended against fierce counterattacks. Victory, when it came, was often indistinguishable from defeat, marked by carnage and exhaustion. After the initial push, the real work began, digging in, preparing for the inevitable counterattack. The sniper's war was one of patience and precision, a grim chess match with lives at stake. Silent raids targeted sentries, intelligence, or simply to spread fear among the enemy. New horrors demanded new defenses, fighting fire with fire, or with cold steel. Trench mortars, small but deadly, rained down explosions directly into the enemy's positions. Each dugout, each corner was a potential ambush, demanding vigilance and courage. Behind the front lines, the heavy guns engaged in a continuous artillery duel, a deadly, unseen battle. These strongpoints were the backbone of defense, turning no man's land into a killing field. The final push often came down to cold steel and the raw courage to face the enemy head-on. For the wounded, the wait for help was often long, agonizing, and ultimately futile. Behind the lines, field hospitals struggled to cope with the endless tide of casualties. The effects of gas were agonizing, a torturous death that left lasting scars, visible and invisible. For many, the psychological toll was as destructive as any shell, leading to profound madness. Burying a comrade was a grim, routine task, yet each loss was a fresh wound. These brave few risked their lives daily, bringing hope, or at least comfort, to the dying. The vacant stare, the thousand-yard gaze these, hallmarks of a soul broken by endless combat. Many simply vanished, swallowed by the earth, their resting places forever unknown. Letters from home offered a fleeting glimpse of the world they left behind, a fragile link to sanity. These small, shared rituals were vital, forging bonds of brotherhood against the relentless horror. On rare occasions, humanity broke through, a fragile truce in the heart of winter.
Simple games offered a temporary distraction, a fleeting return to normalcy amidst the chaos.
News from home often painted a picture far removed from the brutal reality they faced daily. Even here, humor could be found, a desperate, defiant burst of life against the encroaching darkness. For a fleeting moment, a soldier might glimpse freedom, a world beyond the barbed wire. The grinding attrition demanded an endless supply of men, perpetuating the cycle of destruction. The trenches were living, breathing entities, constantly decaying, constantly needing repair. Even in quiet moments, the unspoken threat of the enemy and the vast emptiness weighed heavy. The rotation cycle offered brief respites, but the front line always called them back. Back to the front, the mud and the madness awaited, a landscape etched into their very souls. This was the landscape of a generation's sacrifice, a testament to human endurance and its darkest follies.
The echoes of their struggle remain, forever etched into the very soil they fought and died upon.
A reminder of the millions lost, whose stories we must never forget, whose sacrifices demand our remembrance.
If you found this journey into history compelling, hit that subscribe button to join the Stickfight XX community. Like and comment with your thoughts. Share this video and click in the screen to dive deeper.